Boy, if I want to record a video, I better do it fast. Those look like some dark, mean, angry clouds. Yep. Yeah, I'm not trusting those clouds. Not one bit. We've been getting a lot of summer storms, a lot of thunderstorms lately. Hey guys, this is Linda with PG Nana Farm. The clouds kind of got the best of me. They're looking pretty dark and ominous, and I just have a feeling if I was out in my outside office, I would get downpoured on. So I'm in my carport, my very dirty carport that needs to be cleaned. Yet another project that I have not worked on. So anyway, today's video is about questions. I've had a lot of people ask me, why did I choose to straw bale garden versus having beds in my yard? Well, I'm going to answer those questions for you. First things first, though. The way I got into straw bale gardening was by watching two other YouTube channels, CBs Greenhouse and Garden and Brew Gardener. They both use straw bales, and they have huge success rates in their harvest, and their plants are enormous. CBs tomatoes are all the way up and hit the roof. So he knows what he's doing, and so does Brew. So they kind of got me hooked by watching their videos. Anyway, the reason I chose it was because I got started really late in trying to decide if I was going to do a garden this year, and I didn't have the funds to build any garden beds. And I was running out of time. So when I saw Brew and CB, I kind of just binge watched their shows. I'm like, try to get as much knowledge in my head as I could in the few days I had. And I went and picked up straw, and I decided I'm going to do it. Let's talk about the cost. The cost of the straw bales versus the cost of building flower beds with soil. So this was a huge factor for me. I got 6 straw bales that were $9 a piece. That is equivalent to 16 square feet of bed per bale, if I did my math right. Someone might want to double check my math on that, but I think it is, because it's 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot. So is that 16? Someone let me know. So I believe that's 16 square feet per bale. If I wanted to turn those into beds, I would have to buy the soil to be equivalent to that amount of space. And I took some notes. So a bag of soil around me, for the cheapest bag, just cheap soil that you could get, is $2.57 per square foot. I don't have a truck, so I can't get a truckload of soil. That would be a lot more cost effective. If I had a truck, that might have been an option. I don't have one. The reason why I opted not to go all no-till beds or garden beds that were on the ground is because of my health issues. I need something that I can maintain by just kneeling or slightly bending over because of my hernia. So I can't really be on the ground flat to work the gardens a whole lot. That really hurts me. I do it, but it hurts, and I pay for it. Okay, so the price of the bales are $9 per bale, and that's 16 square feet per bale, and I use 6 bales. So that's not a huge startup cost. On top of that, I did have to buy my fertilizers. I bought a regular lawn fertilizer, and I believe for the big bag, so that'll last me a couple years, it was $7.50. And then for the 10-10 fertilizer that you use on the last couple days was only $7 per bag. So when you add up the cost, way cheaper than trying to build flower beds or gardens and trying to get the soil in there and everything like that. And I don't have a compost set up yet, besides my worm bin, which isn't big enough. So I don't have a way of making my own soil yet, which I need to work on. And that will help in the future when I do decide to convert to to having some raised beds. The other thing is where we live, we don't have a lot of woods on our property. We don't have wood. We have like a couple trees. We don't have a lot of free materials just laying around. We have some, but not a lot. I could get, I guess, like pallets and stuff if I looked around at some of the warehouses around here, and probably get those for cheap or free. But I would have to find the materials to build the actual beds, and that's another cost. And I didn't have the time to do all that. My husband works 12 hours a day. There's just no possible way. So I thought I was going to be able to have a garden. So the Straw Bale Garden kind of worked out for me in the end. And I believe I'm going to stick with it next year because it's doing really good. I need to do an update video, and I'll probably do that here in another day or two just to show you. My tomatoes are finally growing, and my peppers are finally growing a little bit. And I have one Carolina pepper that has like 20 peppers on it. So, you know, it's working. It's working, and I really like it. It's a lot easier for me. I don't really have to weed and get down and work the dirt and work the earth. And it only takes 10 days to get conditioned, which is great. And I think next year, since I know what I'm doing ahead of time, it'll go even smoother. So that's the main reason why I chose to go straw bale versus garden beds, raised garden beds. And I already said why I'm not going to do the ground no-till beds, although I have the one, and I might extend that, but I think I'm converting that with the used hay that I'll have at the end of this year. I'll put it on top of that and work that dirt and make that a potato patch over there. So it'll be like the Ruth Stout method, kind of, that I'll have my potatoes growing in next year. All right, and another concern that people had, and I don't have a lot of knowledge on this. I just know that I'm a first-time learner, and so I'm learning as I go. They are very concerned with the fertilizers I'm using on my straw bale. They say that those fertilizers will deplete your soil and all that stuff, and they could very well be true because I am not knowledgeable about this. I know that you could do straw bale with organic materials. The organic materials cost a lot more money than the fertilizers that I bought. And I don't have the extra funds to spend, especially on an experimental garden that I've never done before. So I'm mainly just trying to figure out to see if it works for me to begin with, and it's to see if it's something that I want to do in the future. And the answer is yes. Will I go organic? I'm not sure yet, because our finances are our finances, and it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to put in it. One of the things that I'm feeling okay about is the whole process is kind of just making your straw bales break down and compost. That's what it's doing. It's just speeding up the process along. You know, you're putting in the nitrogen, and it's speeding the process up along. I've heard by many straw bale folks that the second year using the straw, the second year is even better than the first year round. That it's even better. So it's going to keep on getting used and used and used and continue to break down and eventually turn into soil. You know, the first batches will go into my potato patch for next year, and that'll be used again for the following years. And at some point, maybe I'll build a little fence around each of the bales because I want to have it shaped differently. I just want to make sure I know exactly where I'm going to have these bales before I build the thing. So that way I could just refresh the hay on top of it every year instead of getting new bales every year. So those are things I'm looking forward to in the future, and that will be more cost effective for me. Now, as far as health issues go with the fertilizers, I can't speak of it because I'm not educated on the matters. It's something I probably should look into, but I haven't. You know, they are chemical fertilizers. So I'm not sure what they do, and I'm not sure what they're made out of, honestly. If I find good organic ones next year at a good price, you bet I will grab them. Or if I can find them on clearance as the seasons start ending, I'll grab those and try to convert. But as for right now, I'm going to stick with what I know and stick with what I have. So that's about it. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew what was going on and why I chose this. And if you want to do it, these are the reasons why it works for me. But you know what? Everyone gardens their own way, and no one has the wrong way of gardening. And I appreciate all styles of gardening. And I am very jealous of people that have the really tall flower beds, like up here, and they could just stand, like Doug and Stacy, they could just stand and plant their vegetables and seeds. That is what my ultimate goal would be, but that is a lot of money, a lot of skill, and a lot of time. So anyway, thank you guys for following along. Thank you for listening to my long-windedness. If you like this kind of stuff, please hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button just because you like me. And give me a thumbs up. Wait, like button and thumbs up. That's the same thing. So what's the third thing I'm supposed to say? Oh, something about the bell. I guess you're supposed to hit the bell? Well, you do what you want with the bell. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time. It is coming down hard. Guess I didn't need to water the garden today. Holy cannolis. I don't know if you could hear it on my phone like I can in real life, but it's coming down hard. You hear that thunder?
You're back.